Good aseptic technique begins with proper hand hygiene and the correct attire. Protective clothing helps contain particles and microorganisms produced by compounding personnel. Protective clothing includes gowns, masks, gloves, hair and shoe covers. Eye protection is recommended at all times and required when working with irritants or hazardous drugs. Remember, no makeup or jewelry can be worn in the clean room. Artificial nails or extenders cannot be worn in the sterile compounding environment. Natural nails must be kept neat and trimmed. Most CSP contamination results from touch. Proper hand hygiene and garbing procedures minimize risk to your patients. Before entering the buffer or segregated compounding area, compounding personnel must remove personal outer garments, all visible piercings and jewelry, and all cosmetics because they shed flakes and particles. Let's get ready to enter the clean room. First, don dedicated shoes or shoe covers, head and facial hair covers, and a face mask. Next, complete proper hand hygiene. Remove debris from under your fingernails using running warm water and a nail cleaner. Wash your hands and forearms to the elbows with soap and water for at least 30 seconds. Dry your hands and forearms using an electronic hand dryer or lint-free disposable towels. Next, don a non-shedding gown with sleeves that fit snugly around the wrists and neck. Now, just before you enter the buffer area, apply a waterless alcohol-based surgical hand scrub following the manufacturer's recommendations and allow your hands to dry. Finally, don sterile gloves and be sure to examine the gloves for holes. Replace any punctured gloves immediately. Apply the waterless alcohol-based surgical hand scrub to the gloves and allow the gloves to dry. During compounding, you should periodically disinfect your gloves with sterile 70% isopropyl alcohol and allow them to dry thoroughly before continuing. When personnel leave the compounding area during a work shift, the exterior gown may be removed and, if not visibly soiled, hung inside out and reused for that work shift only. Now remember, shoe and hair covers, masks, and gloves cannot be reused. New ones must be applied before re-entering the compounding area. Returning personnel must repeat all hand hygiene before entering the compounding area. You must always use the same garbing and gowning procedures when compounding with isolators, unless the isolator manufacturer can provide written documentation based on validated environmental testing that any components of garb or cleaning are not required.